Man, what's good, Chiefs Kingdom? And we just gonna dive into it because I know a lot of us have been impatient during this free agency, and honestly, it's been so lackluster for the Chiefs. It's been too quiet, and it's been getting to all of us. And I know I've been the committee that's been saying, be patient. Veach knows what he's doing. He's got this team. He's built a good structure, a good organization. You gotta believe and you gotta have faith, and I still do, but I think the thing that hurts the most about this and where I'm going to be coming off with this video is, man, the AFC West must really, and I mean really, get tired of the Chiefs shit they've been pulling the last 6 years. They're like, no, we ain't playing that no more. It's like, we got to start fighting back and pushing back, because I think this wouldn't be such a hard free agency on Chiefs Kingdom if everybody didn't decide to go to the damn AFC West. And the news that got me today, which everybody knows now, is the Davante Adams news. That one stick me over the top. I was like, come on, guys. Like, I get it, the patience and all that, but let's make a move. Let's do something. You got the Raiders loading up, you got the Broncos loading up and doing things, and the Chargers too. And I do agree with the perspective that most are giving, definitely Chiefs journalists and analysts and things like that, and podcast hosts, is the Chiefs are already way ahead of these teams. They're starting at a different starting line than all of them. And I do get that. But to a sense, I don't. Because I get if you wanted to be quiet and not make moves, if everything was solidified and maybe you had one or two holes. The Chiefs are still a good team. The Chiefs still have the best coach in the division, and the Chiefs still have the best quarterback in the division. I will run with it, I'll roll with it, because those are the two things that will make or break a game, and those are the clutch things you need to win games. But they got holes everywhere. With everyone bolstering up their D lines, we got a question at right tackle. That's huge now. We got a huge questions on the defensive side of the ball. Before I jump to that, because I already missed another hole, I want to stick with offense, is you got holes at running back. Like I said, I have a Kareem Hunt video out there. We need to fill holes some way, somehow. And then wide receiver number 2. We see wide receivers come falling off the board. It's like, damn, like, come on. We need a wide receiver number 2. And it doesn't help either is now Byron Pringle's officially gone. He is with the Chicago Bears, signed a 1-year, $6 million deal. It's cheaper than I thought he did, but it's almost fully guaranteed, $4 million guaranteed. 2 with incentives, he'll hit all that, so $6 million guaranteed. It's probably around the range I thought he was going to get. I thought it was going to be 6 to 8. But again, you could pay $8 million for Juju, who is still available. But with the move like Davante Adams going to the Raiders, it's like, shit, Juju probably going to go to Green Bay now. And it's like, it's hard to hold your hopes high, because like every free agent we wanted is going elsewhere. And it's like, man, I need to get off my phone. It's like literally every 5 minutes I'm refreshing and hoping for something, and it's everyone else in the AFC West. I'm like, can we go to the NFC? The NFC needs talent, and it just seems like Tom Brady came back for a reason, because he's going to waltz right back into the Super Bowl. And it's like Aaron Rodgers, you would think he got to be thinking of, why did I come back? But then again, there's reports like he knew this was going to happen, so it was strictly all about the money for him, so don't ever let him lie to you. But diving back in the AFC West, just like, now we're going to jump into our defensive side of the ball, and it's like, you got huge holes on the D-line you need to fix. You got huge holes in the secondary you need to fix. And not in the linebacking core, but I would love to have a third linebacker. And I don't think this is the offseason to be quiet. Maybe in the beginning, but when you see Chargers throwing out knockout blows, the Broncos throwing out knockout blows, and then the Raiders throwing out knockout blows, it's like, come on, guys. Like, they mean business this year. I'm not saying Kansas City can't win the division, can't repeat and do all that, because they sure as hell can. Like, Mahomes can go on a 2018 year run and throw for another 50 touchdowns and just go ballistic. But that's where it gets scary, and that's where they say off-season doesn't win Super Bowls, which is true. But these teams, they really hate the Chiefs. They are noticing, like, okay, we're tired of being the little brother, and it's all of them. So Casey's got to do something, because you got holes. Like, it's not like you're legit the best team. Like, you got Buffalo on your tail. They signed Von Miller. I don't like that contract. I'm not going to go into it because I wanted a Von Miller, but 6 years, $120 million for a 33-year-old linebacker, I'll pass. But, and then you got our whole division. It's a good thing there's 7 spots open now, because, I mean, they all can be claimed by the division, but it's like 8 games are, well, not 8, 6 games are going to be in the division. So you got to find a way to win them, because division's going to make or break your schedule too. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be crazy to see. Do I think it's over? No, because Veach, like I said, and I just wish it would have been readjusted to, is he's a second tier offseason guy, which means he's not going to spend big in that first tier, but when that second tier comes around, that's when he likes to find the deals and will and deal and make things happen. But the thing is, these teams are pouncing on you. Now, I don't want to say that they should go after these guys, because I'm going to put it in the universe and then they're not going to get it, because we've all seen my hypothetical videos, we've all seen my dream free agents, and they've all been gone. But there are scenarios, so let's jump back into the running back. Like, I'll go one by one on this. So running back, there's still tier guys they can get. A Rashad Penny, you can get him at cheap. I would love him in his backfield. I'm going to cut, move on to the next. I didn't mention, well, I did actually, right tackle. Trent Brown, he's a solid right tackle. You can make or say what you want about it, that he's only good with New England, he struggled with the Raiders. I think he's better than what we have on the team. I know we re-signed Andrew Wiley. I'll get into that in a minute too also. But Trent Brown, I almost fucked up his name. Lael Collins, I think I still did, but we know he is one of the best right tackles in the league. The Cowboys released him. Highly unlikely he goes to the Chiefs, but if you want a response to all these pass rushers coming in, you get that whole O-line solidified. You already have a top 5 O-line. Make it the number 1. Like, do that. It's still a possibility. And then jump into the number 2 wide receiver. Juju's still available. Odell, he sent out a tweet. It doesn't look like he's going back to the Rams. The Rams signed Allen Robinson. It still could happen, but it seems like he's not going back. A Jarvis Landry, that could happen. And then there's lower tier guys like a Marquez Valdes-Scantling. There's other guys too. I'm probably missing this. Wide receiving core was so in depth. But you need to bring people back. Do not bring back Robinson. Please don't. We've already lost a Pringle. I don't need us to. If you bring back a Robinson and a Sorensen, it's just letting me know this was the offseason you guys didn't predict, because those guys shouldn't be back after how bad of last year went and how much of a struggles. And then we're going to jump to the defense side of the ball. What would be my dream line right now, which I know unlikely will happen? You keep Clark in his position. Good. On the other side, Fletcher Clark. Man, I'm struggling with words. It's just because I'm so upset. So Fletcher Cox got released today. Now, it looks like he might re-sign with the Eagles, but he does have a good relationship with Veach and Andy Reid. They're the ones that drafted him to come in. If you could just make a push, that would be beautiful, and I would love it. And then you have him on the other side with Chris Jones, literally a hard line to stop. Zadarius Smith, Veach, you can't mess up twice. He did not sign the deal with the Ravens. Something went wrong. Maybe he saw Von Miller go nuts with the contract and he wants something not near that, but he probably feels like he deserves more. Zadarius Smith, Fletcher Cox, Chris Jones, and Frank Clark. And then you can bring in Melvin Ingram. It's a possibility. Now, cornerbacks. I didn't even mention this a lot, but it could happen. Bring in a Dante Jackson, and then you draft a guy. You got Dante Jackson, L'Jarius Sneed, Rashad Fenton, and you could draft a guy. It will work out. And if you want to go nuts, which I'm surprised he's still a free agent, and I think a lot of Chiefs Kingdoms are, but he can swallow his pride immensely. And at this point, I just say fuck it, because we need to have one position better than everyone else. So you might as well. Justin Reed, Honey Badger, Juan Thornhill. They like running with 3 safeties anyways. Make it work somehow, some way. There is possibilities, and now that I threw this out there, it probably won't happen, but this is where I say don't be too worried, because there's still time to right the ship and make things happen. But I get where Chiefs Kingdom is coming from, because it is hard seeing all these moves happen, and especially in the AFC West, because they are killer. Like, if Devontae Adams would have went to, let's say, Chicago. It's unrealistic because it's in the division. So let's say Seattle. Let's say Khalil Mack went somewhere else too. Like, if these moves happen elsewhere, we'd be like, oh, that's cool, moves happen. Like, it is what it is. It's NFL offseason. It happens. But all in the AFC West. These teams are tired of our shit, and I get it. And Mahomes, you created this. You got to have to find a way to get out of it. But I will give him this too. If you find yourself a way to get out of it, your legacy will be cemented. If you win a Super Bowl this year and this type of shit they're throwing at you, yeah, he might be one of the greatest of all times. I'm saying if he goes through it, through the longevity of his career, because it ain't just going to be a one-year thing. Casey's going to have to find a way to respond, so they got to do it quickly. And before I close out this video, I don't want to end this on all bad stuff, because Chiefs have made news, and it's been under the radar news, but it's the kind of pieces you need in a team to go throughout a season, because we know injuries happen and things like that, definitely through a 17-game season. So in case you missed it, the Chiefs have tendered a lot of players. They didn't just sign this guy over here, Justin Reed, but they tendered a Jody Fortson. We know how valuable he is to this team when he's healthy, and he looked like he was about to break out last year. If he comes back fully healthy, there is a weapon for you right there, and Mahomes would enjoy it. We've seen it happen. And then they tendered Derek Gore, another key piece, because when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was hurt, when Jerick McKinnon was hurt, when Darrell Williams was hurt, Derek Gore filled in, and he filled in nicely. Not saying he's the number one back, but this is the type of piece you need to where, yeah, injuries happen. He's a nice plug-and-play type of guy. And then Andrew Wiley. He's huge on this team. We've had injuries on the O-line, especially right tackle. He played starting right tackle almost most of the year with Lucas Niang being hurt, and he filled in really, really well. So these are key pieces that Chiefs Kingdom probably did miss out on, and I forgot one, Chad Henne too. Anything possible. He came in clutch a couple years back to beat the Browns in a playoff game when Mahomes got hurt. Like I mentioned, these are key pieces. I know they're not the sexy names we're looking out for, but this is what makes championship caliber teams, is the whole depth, the whole 53-man roster, not just the top guys. You need a whole roster to make this run, because injuries will happen, so you need the next man to step up. And the Chiefs, they're looking at that route first. I know it hurts because everyone's looking at all the sexy big-name guys, but they are making moves. Let's hope they make noise in the coming days. But with that, I am going to close this video out. Chiefs Kingdom, comment down below. The question of the day, I'm going to say, did KC lose their seeding? Are they still the best team in the AFC West? Best team in the AFC? Or do you feel like they're going to struggle in this division next year? I know we got a lot of hostile KC fans, so I'm going to hear they're not going to compete. I want to see it, and I want to debate with you guys, but please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be checking in with y'all daily. And also, please do like this video. I am checking out Chiefs Kingdom. You take it easy.